Scott, thanks for joining us. We're back on the road this weekend as we travel to Chesterfield. What are your thoughts heading into that one?
Another tough game, obviously. Another team that, before a ball was kicked, was backed to be promotion favourites. They've won 4 out of 5 games, so tough opposition. We're expecting a really tough game. But again, I think when you look at the start of the season, we've played the team that are first. We're about to play the team that are second. We've played the team that are third. We've also played the team that are fourth. In fact, Newport are the only team that we've played that are outside the top 10. We've obviously Tranmere been 10th. So it's just another tough game, and they come in thick and fast, and we have to take that game on. And we are desperate to win a game of football. I think that's so important that we go there with that mindset and with that attitude.
Yeah, as you say, they've started fast. What in particular has impressed you about them?
Well, just the players they've got for a start. They've got some very, very good footballers. They play very similar to us in many ways. They have a lot of possession. They've got some very good players. They've got Dobra, obviously. Darcy's been playing, scored an unbelievable goal at Harrogate last week, chopped the defenders about 3 times in the box and slotted it beautifully. So, obviously, a good player. They've just got good players, and Cookie's obviously a very experienced manager who's done a lot of games now and knows how to win a game. And like I say, before a ball was kicked, they were favourites to be a promotion team. So we know it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, we speak about how the players are obviously desperate to win a game. I suppose it's important to channel that into the right sort of energy when heading into a game, and not get too carried away with that sort of desperation, but turn it into some real positive energy.
Well, I think we probably feel that the win is just around the corner. With the performances have been actually okay. I know people will get frustrated with me saying that. I get it, but they have. I think that it was clear to see in the first half on Saturday against Tranmere, we were as good as we've been in any game that I've been involved in at Crawley. I thought we were amazing in that first half, and I think there was moments in the second half we were still very good. But all the time we're not putting the ball in the net. It just adds pressure on the back line, and then eventually they succumb to pressure and we concede. We've got to try and score the chances that we've been given, and at the moment we're not. I can name you over 20 gilt-edged chances where we should have put the ball in the net in some of these games, and we've not. And then that puts a lot of pressure on the team or certainly the back line, to keep defending. And then when we succumb to pressure, we lose the games. So we've just got to make sure that when we get in control of a game and we get in that final third, we've got to make sure that we make them moments count better than we are doing.
Yeah, and what's the mood been like in the dressing room this week?
Really good, because I think the players know that we're not miles away. It's not a bad environment that we're in. We feel that we're playing well. If you take the Grimsby game away, I think our performances have been very good. We've created chance after chance after chance. We've just not put the ball in the net. And like I say, if we continue to play in that manner, I'm sure that we'll be all right. In fact, I know we will be. We've just got to keep believing that, we just got to keep believing that we can score goals. Albeit we've put the ball into certain areas and we've not. Listen, you can't have that amount of chances and not score. So we feel that we're very close, and because of that, I think that the mood in the camp's been actually really positive. And I think the players, and even this morning, walking to the training ground and hear players around, we're going to win Saturday. And I think a game like this is one that we can win. And I think it's one that it'd be a good one to win. And that's why we're going to go and attack the game.
Yeah, moving on to some questions from Mark Dunford at the Crawley Observer. First one, you said when you were discussing your first 100 games that there have been lots of ups and a few downs, but is this your most difficult moment as Crawley manager in terms of the results?
No, we've had a lot worse than this before. I think my first season we went, probably 6 or 7 on the bounce where we lost. And I think I remember Sutton being probably the last of them games. And I remember coming off that pitch thinking, right, I know that what we need to do now. And I think we actually went and won the next 2 or 3. But yeah, I think it was 6 games, and might even been 7 games on the bounce that we lost. So no, definitely not.
How busy do you expect to be in the next few days in terms of transfer activity? And do you have a number in mind of how many players we need?
Well, me personally won't be busy because I'll be focusing on the game. But we've kind of done a lot of work in the background we've identified targets, and now we've got to try and make them targets come through the door. So yeah, I'm obviously heavily involved in that, but like the next few days we'll be really focusing on the game, and it's over to other people to obviously make that happen. But yeah, there's work being done. You know, I don't think I've come off the phone before 12 o'clock at night once this week, really. You know, so we're constantly working, and then it comes to kind of this time of the week where I've got to try and switch off and let the other guys get on with it and really focus on the game.
After the Tranmere game, you spoke about the difference between the sides in respect to experience and appearances. Looking at Chesterfield's last starting 11 on Saturday, it looks to be a similar comparison. For example, their 2 centre-backs have more than 700 league appearances between them. How do you prepare your players to face a team with so much experience and know-how?
Well, we play our way. You know, we've faced it all the time I've been here. We've always had an inexperienced team, and we've always, you know, played players who have not played, millions of games. That's kind of what we are. Where I think we do need to improve on is by probably bringing in a couple of players that have a little bit more experience to help the younger players, you know, and think that will obviously given a little bit of experience to the team, but also help the younger players flourish in moments in the game and give them a little bit of support and a little bit of nous and know how to see a game through, how to kind of manage moments in the game better than we are doing. But we've always been that, so it's never been a problem before. We've just got to play our way and play it really well. You know, when you even look at MK Dons game, the playoff semi-final, they would have had similar numbers. You know, we would have had similar numbers, and the playoff final at Wembley, Crewe would have had similar numbers to that, 2,000 probably plus appearances, and we would have had probably around 500-600. We've always been that. We know that, but the reason why I mentioned it last week was because I think it was really clear in that game, and also I think that's probably what we're missing is probably 1 or 2 older, experienced pros who can. And not necessarily starters, just somebody, a couple of older gentlemen around the training ground who can, nurture some of these younger ones into being good professionals and understanding how to see a game through and managing moments in the game. Like I say, if we had an older player on the bench even on Saturday, you bring him on in that second half, and maybe we see the game through and get a result. But because we haven't got that, it becomes very difficult.
Are there any injury updates, and is Gav Hallam likely to be back from his suspension?
Yeah, Gav's back from his suspension. He's served his 3 matches, but it's kind of my decision to now pick a squad. We've also got Dion Pereira back from injury. We've got Harry Foster back from injury. So yeah, I've got to now kind of pick a squad that will travel tomorrow up to Chesterfield and where I think that the team needs help, and it's a massive plus having Gav back. It's a massive plus having the 2 boys back from injury as well.
Yeah, and finally, we've spoken a lot about sort of needing some experienced pros through the door, but we're also trying to do some work bringing some younger guys in, and we're set to announce the signing of Jude Robertson. He's just turned 17 today, actually. It's his birthday, and he's just signed his first professional contract. Fans probably would have seen him around the ground, and he played in a few of the pre-season friendlies, actually scored 2 against Dagenham. How pleased are you to have him in the building?
Yeah, happy birthday, Jude, if you're watching. But yeah, great kid. Like really pleased to have him in the building. He's going to have a really bright future in the game. I think that he comes from a really good family, brilliant grounding. He's got a brilliant mentality, work ethic, fitness levels through the roof, technically very good. So he's got a really bright future in the game. So I'm delighted to get that one over the line. And just through him being with us and around us and training with us every day, you're just going to see him improve, week on week. And hopefully we can see Jude on the pitch in some of the games during the season. And listen, like I say, he's got a really bright future in the game.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.